And so after that day, I never talked about it again. And so to finally get it all out in the book was like a relief.
So hello, Tyler Oakley.
Hi!
How are you?
I've never been better.
Good. Welcome back to London. It's nice to see you.
It's always good to be here because it's dreary and rainy and I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You get to wear layers.
Yeah, I guess it's different to LA.
It's chilly.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So obviously we need to talk about the book.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all the success so far. Really exciting.
Thank you.
How's the book tour been treating you?
It's been good. So today is the last day. It's my final tour stop in London. And that will have been the 21st book stop, which is like a lot.
That is a lot.
A lot in a row. Because it's been go since the book came out on October 20th. So it's been, I think, 21 stops in 18 days.
That's insane.
In 2 countries. So it's been crazy.
Yeah.
But it's fun because I get to meet all the people that have either started the book or are about to start the book, and everyone has been really positive about it, so I'm happy.
Good. So for the few people left that are yet to hear about the book,
sure.
Can you tell them what they need to know, what you want them to know about the book?
If you haven't heard it about the book, I don't know where you've been. It's all I've been screaming about. So Binge is the title of the book. I wish I had a copy. Do you have a copy? I'll show it.
I do have a copy.
This is my book. It's called Binge. It's a collection of stories that I've never told in videos. So I guess I should start with, I'm Tyler Oakley. I make YouTube videos. I talk about my life. But there are some things that I've never talked about in videos. So all of those things are now in the book. And the collection is essays and stories and narratives and opinions that, like I said, I've never shared, whether it's about relationships or pop culture or my experience as a YouTuber and the intersection of that and Hollywood. So it's kind of like a whole variety of things. It's not an autobiography. It's not a memoir. It's more of a collection of stories that I've never told.
I feel like there must have been a few bits in there that were quite hard to write.
Yeah.
Was it a cathartic process, or was it quite hard for you to do that?
There were some topics that are a little bit more serious, whether it's about relationships or body image issues or maybe anxiety or just issues that I had in my life. And to kind of write those chapters was a challenge because, like I said, I've never really discussed those things or gone into those topics before with like YouTube or podcasts. But now to put them in a book, it was cathartic to write it because it felt like I was just journaling. And it felt like I was getting it out for the first time. And then when I did the audiobook, it was the first time that I said a lot of those things out loud. It was the first time I ever said them out of my own voice. So to get those things out was a good feeling, but also scary and intimidating. And then the day the book came out, October 20th, it was like that day I was terrified to go online just because I didn't know how people were going to react. And then the response was overwhelmingly positive and appreciative, and a lot of people were telling me that they had been there too. And so while it was just as much for me to like relate to people, it was also for people to relate to me. And so it felt very like a two-way conversation where we got to kind of like feel connected.
Is there a particular bit that you're most proud of now looking back?
I'm really proud of probably the more serious chapters. Whether it was the chapter called Binge, which is the title of the book also, where I talk about body image issues and eating disorders and my experience, because I've never really talked about those things, and I don't think a lot of men or gay men talk about them. They're prevalent within the community. So to kind of discuss those things felt good to me because I feel like hopefully people can connect to that if they need to. But I think the things that I'm most proud about in the book were the chapters that I wrote feeling like if I were reading this book 10 years ago, if I would have needed these chapters, that's what I'm most proud of, is putting content out there that I would have needed when I was going through it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you said a little bit that you were kind of nervous about when you first released the book and what people would be saying about stuff. I mean, obviously you've had a great reaction, people are absolutely loving it. Yeah. But kind of, do you find it easier now, you know, you're a YouTuber, you must get these sort of like negative comments every day. Do you find it easier to deal with criticism now, or do you still find it tough?
I think the thing that I don't know how to deal with is not criticism, it's misunderstanding. And I think criticism is great. I think it makes me better. It makes me try to be a better version of myself. You know what I mean? But if I'm misunderstood, that's, I think, what I deal worse with. Because I'm like, no, I just want you to get my perspective. I want you to get where I'm coming from. So criticism I'm fine with.
Yeah.
And that's more than welcome. If you have something to say, let me know. Tweet it to me.
Yeah.
Follow me first.
Well, that was one of the things I really liked about One Direction chapter, where you were talking about everything that happened, kind of your relationship with One Direction, as it were. I thought that was a really interesting way of putting your perspective out there.
Thank you. I mean,
liked it.
that was kind of intimidating to put out there because there's, I mean, with anything, with any type of pop culture juggernaut, there is a fandom side to it where there will always be people who will defend those entities through anything. And so to kind of share my perspective was not something to bring up or rehash or, to start something. It was just to kind of like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is how it affected me. And to share the truth of how I felt and what it was like. Because once it happened, it was like, the day before, I was full throttle, all One Direction, huge fangirl, which I still am in my personal life. It was just like after that day, I think it was like January 19th, or January 20th, one of those 2 days. Everything kind of had to switch. And so after that day, I never talked about it again. And so to finally get it all out in the book was like a relief.
Yeah. Cathartic, nice. Do you think we can ever expect Binge Part 2 in the future?
I don't know if it'll be called Binge Part 2.
Working title.
But writing the book was the most fun I've had in so long.
Yeah.
With anything. And then now seeing the reaction and everyone being like, I wished it were longer. I want more book. I'm like, maybe I could write again. Who knows?
Yeah.
If people want it, and if I want to do it, that's a good combo. Maybe it'll happen.
Okay, positive there. And my last question for this part is, if you could ride off into the sunset with one book character, who would it be?
From my book or any book?
For any book.
Oh, God.
In the whole world.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Any faves?
Oh, my God. That's hard. Let me think. I mean, my instinct is to go, like, something Harry Potter-y. But no, I feel like everyone would go that way.
Mine is Ron Weasley. On a Thestral, obviously.
Precious. Ooh! God!
Ooh.
From that book, the Bible.
Ooh, that's
Perfect.
a known book. Excellent.
Yeah, just me and God.
We kind of fly off as well.
That's perfect.
Pretty epic. Amazing. That's a great answer.